This is the church where I grew up, First Presbyterian Church, that inspired the book. This, I would say, is the cornerstone of my childhood. I have written a book about ministers, and it took me 13 years to write. It will sound strange to say that I did not set out to write a book about ministers or about God. I wanted to write a book about the way we fall in love, the way people fall in love, and how we get to know each other. I'm fascinated by how we create the relationships in our lives, that you go to a dinner with somebody and then you go to another dinner and suddenly it's 20 years later and you can't imagine life without them. The story that leads to this book, The Dearly Beloved, starts 2 generations ago with my grandmother, whose name is Willie Fred Wall. She's now 102. One day she was hanging her laundry out to dry and she looked up and she saw an angel over the washing line. And from that moment on, she pledged her life to God and she started going to the Nazarene church in her town. And she took all of her children, including my father, with her. My parents met at a church picnic in 1964. They were the perfect match. They were both highly intelligent, lively, fun, a little bit irreverent. Right after their wedding ceremony, they hopped in a VW Bug and they ended up in New York City, where my father was going to get a law degree, an advanced law degree at NYU, and my mother got a job as a receptionist at the First Presbyterian Church in New York City on 12th Street and 5th Avenue. And that's where The Dearly Beloved begins. It's set in the same time period from 1954 to 1970 in Greenwich Village. It follows the lives of 2 ministers, Charles Barrett and James McNally, who are both very surprised to find God and faith in their lives. And it follows them through their first dates with their wives, all the way through their first life crises. Their wives, Lily and Nan, could not be more different. Nan is the daughter of a minister. She's thrilled to be married to a minister. Lily is an atheist. She is not thrilled to be married to a minister. And they meet in 1963 when the men are called to be co-pastors at what is called Third Presbyterian in the book. The men are friends immediately. The women dislike each other at first sight. James and Charles and Nan and Lily sprang into my head fully formed. They were already ministers and ministers' wives. So I didn't have a choice. I had to write about God and religion. And the best thing about that was that I got to set this book in this time period and this setting that was really familiar to me. I think that the reason so many people were skeptical about my writing a book about faith is that so much of what we hear about religion in the news today is about violence and tragedy and abuse. It's about the use of the pulpit for political power or personal power, and it's about using faith to incite conflict and hatred. And that was never my experience at church. I know that some people have that experience at church, but my experience of church was of community. And I escaped the dogma of church because I was so steeped in church. And most importantly, I got to be part of this community where everyone was searching for the meaning of life in their relationship with each other. And that's really what I wrote this book about. These people who are searching for the meaning of their lives in their relationships with other people.